Aisha's hands, gnarled and calloused from years of scrubbing floors in wealthy homes, trembled as she held the small, worn notebook. It wasn't much to look at. A faded cover, dog-eared pages, and a faint smell of disinfectant that clung to everything Aisha touched. But within its unassuming covers lay the meticulously recorded testament of a mother's unwavering love and sacrifice. Dozens of tiny bank deposit slips, each one a whisper of hope for her daughter's future. Noor, radiant in her crisp white graduation gown, stood before her mother, a bewildered smile playing on her lips. The air was thick with the scent of lilies and the excited chatter of proud parents. But for Aisha, only Noor existed in that moment. Her heart, a weary drum for so many years, beat with a fierce, joyful rhythm. "This is for your future, my love," Aisha whispered, her voice thick with unshed tears. She pressed the notebook into Noor's hands. Noor's brow furrowed in confusion. "Mama, what is this?" "Open it," Aisha urged, a gentle push in her voice. As Noor flipped through the pages, her eyes widened. Each slip, no matter how small the amount, $5, $10, sometimes just a solitary dollar, represented a monumental effort. She saw deposits made on holidays, on Aisha's birthdays, even on days when Noor knew her mother had been sick. The dates stretched back years to when Noor was a small child, her dreams of higher education still a distant, shimmering mirage. Suddenly, the weight of Aisha's sacrifices crashed down on Noor. She remembered the countless times her mother had claimed to be not hungry, offering Noor the last piece of bread or the only egg. She recalled the threadbare clothes Aisha wore, the worn-out shoes, the endless hours she spent working, her body aching, her spirit unyielding. Every skipped meal, every deferred pleasure, every quiet struggle was now laid bare in the humble pages of that notebook. Tears welled in Noor's eyes, blurring the numbers on the slips. "Mama," she choked out, her voice trembling. You did all this for me?" Aisha nodded, a single tear tracing a path through the dust on her cheek. "You are my world, Habibti. Your dreams are my dreams." The graduation ceremony faded into the background. The speeches, the applause, the flash of cameras, all became distant echoes. All that mattered was the quiet intimacy of this moment, the profound connection between a mother and her daughter, forged in love and sacrifice. Noor knelt, wrapping her arms around her mother, burying her face in Aisha's shoulder. The scent of disinfectant, usually a symbol of her mother's endless labor, now felt like the purest perfume. "Thank you, Mama. Thank you," she sobbed. The notebook, though small, felt incredibly heavy in Noor's hands. It wasn't just a record of money. It was a chronicle of devotion, a tangible manifestation of a mother's unwavering belief in her child. It was a testament to the quiet strength of a woman who had, penny by penny, built a bridge to a brighter future for her daughter. Later that evening, as they sat in their tiny, rented apartment, the graduation gown carefully folded, Noor meticulously added up the figures in the notebook. The total, a sum far greater than she could have ever imagined, brought fresh tears to her eyes. It was enough. Enough for tuition, for books, for a chance at a life beyond the scrubbing brushes and the endless struggle. Noor looked at her mother, who was already mending a torn curtain by the dim light of a single bulb. Aisha looked tired, her shoulders slumped, but her eyes held a serene light. Noor knew then that her journey to university wouldn't just be about textbooks and lectures. It would be a continuation of her mother's tireless spirit, a promise to honor every single penny, every skipped meal, every silent sacrifice. The secret savings weren't just money. They were Aisha's enduring legacy, a powerful story etched not in grand pronouncements, but in the quiet, steadfast rhythm of a mother's heart. And Noor, holding that worn notebook, understood that her true education had already begun long before she ever set foot in a university lecture hall.